just going to check to make sure we are live. Because there's a bit of a lag between StreamYard and YouTube.
I think there's like a 15-second lag, isn't there?
Yeah, no, we're good. We are good. We are on.
Hey,
excellent.
Everybody, how you doing?
Hi, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. And you'll be glad that you did, because today, as you can see, I'm joined by Kimmie and Scott from Dirt Diggers UK YouTube channel and the Dirt Diggers UK Facebook page, and they are featured in numerous magazine articles, I now understand. Scott and Kim, I really appreciate your taking the time out of a Saturday evening to speak with me and the folks in chat. It's really a pleasure. And I want to apologize in a sense because I received I mentioned this to Scott. I received a notification from your YouTube channel a couple of weeks ago that you did an interview with a British podcast, and it was a great podcast. However, full disclosure, some of the questions I'm probably going to ask will be similar. The podcaster did a wonderful job, and if he happens to be listening, I promise I didn't cut and paste the questions.
Oh, I'll let him. If he's not listening now, I'll let him know.
But truly, this is a pleasure to speak with you, because I say without hesitation, your channel is hands down one of my favorites. And I think that says a lot about your channel and its popularity, because let's say anybody can get a metal detector, right? And they can go detecting somewhere and maybe they can find neat things, but that person can also have a very uninspiring, boring, unappealing YouTube channel. And yours is just the opposite. And I'm not trying to flatter you. Your content is absolutely wonderful. And I think a lot of that has to do with the chemistry that you two have. So it's an absolute thrill to be able to spend some time with you, just to learn more about you and your perspectives on the metal detecting hobby.
Absolutely. Whatever you want to know.
But describing it that way, I think in your case, describing it that way though isn't really accurate, because it seems that you're both more impassioned about it. You're thrilled to find a Roman coin as much as you are to find a Georgian silver coin or a lead bag seal, So
absolutely. Either way, just not find a pull tab.
Yeah.
It's always excitement when it's not
a big chunk of iron.
Yeah. Well, let's just start with the basics. When and how did you get started in the hobby?
You want to start first?
I actually started it first. So let's say 3.5 years ago. I got into it. We actually moved from the big main part of the UK to Wales, which is, if you don't know, it's like almost another country, but it is part of Great Britain, of course. And it was absolutely, I'm an outdoors kind of person, and I never did this before, and I've never done it in America either. So I said, there's really nothing to do out here. I need something to do. There's all this land. And I was walking through the small town that we lived in, and there was a little charity shop in the corner. And I walked into the charity shop, and in the back corner was a little metal detector with some dust on it and everything. So, I've always thought about it, of course, as a guy. It sounded pretty cool. So I bought this metal detector, and we're surrounded by beaches, went right to the beach, and I found a coin. And honest to goodness, it was the first coin that I think has gotten me hooked on this hobby. So down the line, if you want to tell them what got you into it.
What, when you find the ring?
I came off the beach one day because she's sitting in the car waiting for me. She's on her phone.
Being very patient. Okay.
And I walk up to the window in the car, and I got a Pandora silver ring on my finger. I go, Kimmie, look what I just found. And she went, boop, thank you very much, and she put it on her finger. But then the penny dropped. The penny dropped, and she's like, hey, he's onto something here. And she wanted a metal detector as well. So I asked her what she wanted on her upcoming birthday. And she said she wanted a metal detector. So I got her a Little Garrett Ace 250. Yep. And then she graduated to the Ace 400. You want to go ahead? We took her out one day detecting, and she crushed us on the first day. She just started finding coin after coin after coin.
And that's all it took. And the rest is history.
There is the total history. Actually had a stroke. And with metal detecting, as you know, you go back for rehabilitation. So it was back and forth. And then when we got the metal detector, I'd go out, I'd walk a little bit, tiny bit. He would dig, and I would sort of try my hardest to swing, and he would dig. So when I went back to my doctor, and he's telling me, "My goodness, Kim, your improvement is fantastic. What is going on?" And he said, "Am I swinging?" And he went, "What?" Am I swinging? And he went,
got the right idea, the wrong idea.
Yeah. And they actually had 2 students with him as well. And these 2 students' jaw, you could see, just dropped. Do you know what I mean? And I said, "Not your kind of swinging, my kind of swinging." Do you know what I mean? So it was the funny side of it as well. And he actually said to me, "You know, that's really good to put in for people who's had strokes." Do you know what I mean? So yeah. And then from there, I've just been kicking his butt, really.
Oh, that's great.
It actually aided in her like full recovery.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
There was no other like physical therapy involved.
Yeah.
By going to a doctor here. So she was going out with me every day. She could only do as much as she could do, but she was doing it.
That's right.
You know, but
that's right.
It all worked out in the end.
Wow.
2 years later, full recovery.
You wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know. Look at all these awesome people in there. How many people you got? Oh, this is history.
A bunch of them. We have Fat Fool to Cone, M.A. Lyman, UK Metal Detecting, Stephen Pettican.
Oh.
Rob is here. Mike Lyman, TNC Diggers, Freddie's here.
Nice to see everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Now, I think I saw a couple of questions. Well, maybe what we'll do is we'll save the questions from the chat to the end so we can kind of do it a little more organized that way. But if you want to jump in and ask something in the chat, then yeah, just put the @ sign or whatever. So Scott, you're from the United States. You're a New Yorker. And Kim, I believe you're from Northern Ireland.
I am.
So when did you, or how did you both end up settling in Wales or wherever you were before Wales?
I kidnapped him.
You kidnapped him?
From the USA.
True story.
Well, don't leave us hanging. Well, you kidnapped him. Okay. You knocked him over the head.
I did. Over my shoulder and brought him here. No.
So you went to America and found not the. See, I thought Scott, being the adventurous guy, thought I'm going to go to England, and he found his British rose there. No.
No, I went to America for a holiday, and Scott was actually the chef in this restaurant.
Burger flipper.
Yeah.
Same thing. I just make it sound fancy.
Yeah. And they were saying about, our hottest wings are the hottest wings in the USA. And I went, okay, bring it on. Bring it on.
I thought they were hot wings.
No.
They were nothing to her. She just blew them off. You know, other people would be sent running. But yeah, so after we met up, we hit it off right off the bat.
Yeah.
She went home. We started Skyping. And then she said, well, why don't you just come on over? So I popped up over here. I actually flew over to see her Christmas Eve, 2009. I popped up over here.
Yeah.
I stayed for a month. We hit it off again. Came home, came back again. But when I came back this time, we ended up getting married over here, and I haven't left.
That's great. That's great.
You can't kick me out.
How often do you get back? Or do you? Do you get back to the United States, Scott?
I can go back. I haven't gone back yet. I need to go back.
Yeah.
For my family, of course.
Sure. Yeah.
Friends. I do miss it.
So you've been in Britain for a while. So apart from your stateside family and friends, what do you miss most about the United States? Or is there nothing really? I mean, nothing wrong with saying that.
Family, food, friends, the 3 F's right off the bat.
Maple sauce.
Maple sauce, maple syrup.
Oh, yeah.
We don't get maple syrup over here.
No.
All right, I'm in New Hampshire. It's big here. I might have to send you a little bit.
I can go down the list of foods that they don't have over here.
You mentioned stovetop stuffing in one of your streams. I thought that was awesome.
Proper pizza. You can't go to the bar, what they call a pub over here. You can't get chicken wings like you guys. We all have chicken wings.
There's improper pizza in Great Britain.
A proper what? Pizza?
Did you say proper pizza?
I don't think wings.
Oh, wings. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Yeah.
So let's flip that around. If you two moved to the United States for a year or two, what would you miss most apart from your family and friends? What would you miss most about the UK?
Oh, wow. My fish and chips.
That's a good question.
My fish and chips.
Yeah, there aren't too many of those shops over here.
I suppose metal detecting ways it would be history. Definitely 100%. The land and the permissions that we own is just absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
Family, definitely. My grandkids, yes, definitely. Nothing much. I think that would be about it for me, really. Do you know what I mean? My friends. Do you know what I mean? But metal detecting ways, that would definitely be the first point. Do you know what I mean? I need to go home. I need to go home and metal detect.
It's so different over here.
Yeah.
Coming from, like, let's say we just take you or Emmy Lyman or anybody who's hillbilly just never been over here and just replant them. That's exactly what happened to me. I was totally estranged when I came over here, and I had to, like, basically adapt.
Now, you started detecting when you moved to Great Britain, but so this might be a challenging question, but what would you say? So, okay, a pro about detecting in the UK, without question, is the amount of history. Kimmie, I think in the second to last video, you found a Roman, didn't you? Or somebody found a Roman.
Romans. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Well, you have found Roman coins.
Yeah.
Are there any disadvantages to detecting in the UK that, things you have to deal with in the UK that an American or a Canadian or an Australian metal detectorist wouldn't have to worry about?
I think in the location that we're in, because we're like the second most sought after area because of the amount of finds that come out of there. So basically, there's a lot of competition for land over here. That's totally
okay.
Different.
Yeah,
that's a con. It's difficult because when we were in Wales, it was farmers like, nobody's ever asked me that before. Go right ahead. You know what I mean? Over here, It's like, oh my God, you're the 8th person this week that asked me to come on the land, and so it's difficult. It's difficult.
The competition to get land over here.
So that's a con.
Yeah.
As some of the UK people would understand that are in the audience. What else? Cons? Not really too many cons.
Yeah.
It's metal detecting. There's not really too many cons.
Yeah. Well, I live in New England where the ground is frozen and snowed over for 4 months a year.
Oh, that's a con.
How late can you detect in Wales? It's a temperate climate, but does the ground really freeze there, or?
It's year round.
It is.
Definitely, it's like the worst of fall or spring conditions.
Oh my goodness.
Instead of being winter, it can freeze.
Right.
And a little bit of snow, about this much.
Yeah, well, the days get dark. It's pitch black at 4 o'clock in the afternoon over here now. So
yeah,
like to get out first thing out in the morning to get a full day out of metal detecting. You're going out. You begin in freezing conditions.
Right.
It's almost freezing conditions, and then you go through the 4 seasons throughout the day, probably.
Yeah, but it's just about snuggling up. The amount of times we have gone out like triple clothes on, waterproof, triple clothes, and you gotta get out.
You learn to dress in layers because you're gonna have to peel.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I can see that. I can see that. Do you have ticks or chiggers or any other kinds of pests that you have to worry about when you detect? I mean, there are ticks in England, aren't there?
Yeah. Of course, there is. I mean, touch wood. I mean, I've never had a tick on me.
Yeah.
I mean, you haven't either, have you?
No, it's really funny you asked that because like over in the States, like if you pick up a piece of plywood that's laying on the ground just flat and you pick it up, over here you can just pick it up and not worry about anything. Over there, you have to pick it up and worry about a snake jumping out.
You're right.
Or a poisonous spider crawling on your hand or something. Over here, there's really nothing to worry about.
Another pro. Well, let's talk about your
wolves and coyotes and stuff. You got to worry about over there.
Yeah, that's true. Scott, we talked about your favorite finds. Do you want to do a little bit of show and tell? Do you have any favorite finds you want to share with us?
We got some of Kim's stuff here. I've got a few things. Basically, I really like my hammer coins, man. I'll be honest with you. I just like, because to me, it's like a history lesson. If you think about it, I'm learning about all the queens and kings and the succession of each, and the stories about families and then what happened with and there's wars going on while all this is happening, so I'm learning a lot of the British history this way. Well, that's probably why I like the hammer coins the most. But they're in a box somewhere.
Yeah, you don't have to pull them out.
I'll get them out while we look at some of Kim's. How's that?
Sure.
Mine's is
because of course you always find better stuff than me, so might as well just ask her.
And you know what? He refuses to dig for me anymore. Because every time he dug for me, it come up with a silver coin. So he literally refuses to dig for me.
I suppose that's fair enough.
I love military and I love artifacts. I love finding about like the simplest little thing. Do you know what I mean? That it's just history. The novice, the Scouts badge, the novice Scouts badge. What's that?
Levat Scouts badge. Yeah, some pretty good military stuff around there.
Yeah.
Tell stories and stuff, you know.
We were just literally standing there talking, weren't we?
Yeah.
Just having a break. So we met up with each other, stood there and talked, and looked down. And went, "What's that?" And we picked it up. It's just like a big circle thing.
It looked like a big washer.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And we're like, "What is it?" So we posted it on the page, and Julian Hard. He said, "Kim, do you realize what you've got there?" And I went, "Well, I thought it was just a Scouts badge." And he went, "No, go on. That one there."
It doesn't look like much. It looks like a big washer, but there was a deer head in the middle, a stag head. Anyway.
Oh gosh.
Oh, and what? Find out, it was this. It was the Scottish Highlanders.
Huh.
The British Army actually went up to the Scottish Highlands and took the farmers who were like expert hunters and made a little command out of them, and they were called the Levat Scouts. They ended up being the first sniper unit ever in the British Army.
Oh my gosh.
And they also invented the ghillie suit. A little bit of fun fact there for you.
Yeah.
So,
cool.
but it was a really small regiment.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a big, you know, everybody was these people.
But it just shows you. It just literally shows you. It's crazy.
Kim is in next month's issue of Treasure Hunting Magazine.
Yay, Kim.
All right. That's January's issue.
That's not Kim on the cover, right?
Page 10 on the bottom, right? She found a Norman belt mount. It's got a lion on it. So it's actually really crudely made. It's about 1,000 years old, and it's possibly Viking.
Wow.
I just happen to have that right here.
Wow.
Same buckle that's going to be going in the magazine next month.
That's great. Now, when you find something like that, do you have to report it, or do you? What are the?
That'll go in. It's not a precious metal. It's not a coin, but it's a treasure-worthy artifact.
Okay.
So you have to make the call and say, hey, this needs to go in and get reported. So you'll turn it into your Fines Liaison Officer. Let's just say, like, you live in a certain county in your state. That county will have one Fines Liaison Officer. So we have to go to ours. And they'll decide if it's going to be treasure or not. But they will record that.
Yeah.
In their little, whatever they got.
And you've actually got treasure. Scott's actually got a piece of treasure.
Yeah. It's really funny. At last Spring Detectable, which was our first Spring Detectable, the first Spring Detectable, when the horde came up, right? You all heard about this big Hambledon horde of Spring Detectable.
Yeah.
I just happened to be in the field when it happened, and they cordoned off the area immediately where they started finding them with this tape, and it was in a circle, right? So there's 5 or 6 people in there, and I'm like, hey, what's going on here? They're finding him. I started swinging where I could, right around the tape, and right at the end of my first loop, I got a signal, right? So, and people started finding hammered coins behind me. So there's
my gosh,
I'm here. There's people finding hammered coins behind me, right? So I didn't pull up a hammer. I pulled up this little silver necklace pendant, and on the back I had like an iris, upside down iris, and on the front was this black stone. And I went right over to the Fines guys that were in the circle, the officials, right? The marshals. That's what they were. And they're like, hang on to that. Bring that back to the tent. That needs to be recorded. And they were just in a frenzy. They're pulling up gold coins, hammer coins, 500, 600 of these things. They're everywhere. And here I am with my little, so that he just threw me aside. It ended up being treasure, just considered treasure 2 weeks ago.
Oh, really? Congratulations.
Back, because I did hand it in. I got the results back. It is actually recorded treasure, and the Bucks County Museum wants it in their museum.
Nice.
So I'm just going through that process right now. So that's one of my favorite finds.
Yeah,
and when they buy it, and if they put it on display, will you get credit? Will there be a plaque or something with your name on it and where it was found?
You know, I don't know. I don't want it to go into a drawer. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They can acquire and just stick it in, and I don't want that to happen. Give it back to me if that's going to happen.
Right.
My prerequisites I would like to request from them is that it's constant, it's fully on display. It's not
Sure.
a big museum, so there's no reason to put it in the drawer.
Yeah.
And just give me a little plaque with my name on it. Just give me some recognition. That's all I want. You know?
Yeah. Good for you.
I'm not asking.
Well, you mentioned Detectival. Tell us about Detectival and why it's such a popular UK event. I mean, most people here probably heard of it, but just the quick rundown of when did it start and how does it all work? Do you have to pay to detect there? Are there prizes? Is it a big marketing thing? How does, you know?
It's everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
everything.
all the above.
You just described it.
Yeah.
I think
Detecting.
yeah.
It's socializing. Do you know what I mean? It's meeting people that it's across the world and from all over the place. Do you know what I mean? That does detect. It has that same passion about detecting. Do you know what I mean? Honest to God, it's just like one big huge. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, let's talk about detecting, and nobody gets bored of the conversation.
Yeah.
Because if we have this conversation with our friends who don't detect, they're like, "Oh God, here they go, talking about detecting again." But when you go there, it's just detecting. It's the camping. We went camping and we camped beside some fantastic other YouTubers, and we had a blast.
Well, do a bit of name dropping. What other popular YouTube detectorists have you detected with at Detectival? It's a mouthful.
There's a few. I can see 1, 2, 3,
Steve
4.
Pettigan is one.
Steve,
Pettigan, Rob Random, Detective Jim and Paul. We're all at Detectival.
There you go. Hey, how you lads? How
It
you
was
doing?
an absolute blast.
Yeah.
I cannot explain all the mayhem and nonsense.
Well, with Rob there, how would you expect less?
No, we camped right down the line with Rob. There's a bunch of us that knew each other. And
He'd be an awesome person to meet in person, though.
When the cars all line up. If the car behind you, you don't know the guy, that's who you're going to end up camping with for the next 3 days. So we all caught up beforehand and drove in together. So when we got camped right next to each other, it was just a strip party.
Now, is there a fee? There must be I'm guessing there's a fee to go to Detectival. Is there or no? Does it cost something to?
It's actually not expensive at all. It's like 70, I would say $80
for a weekend. Yeah, that's great.
For the weekend, that's camping included, and there's food and trailers and all your amenities are all there. And just think, the thing about Detectival, right? It's not marketing. It is in the UK. All the businesses. It's not, you know. Of course, everybody flies their flag. They're all selling the same detector anyway. It's just a lot of fun. It's a place you can go and see people you've been talking to on social media all year long. Catch up with YouTubers or Instagrammers or whatever it is. It's just everybody comes together. At night, it's just a big party. There's 2 bonfires going. There's live bands over here. There's a bar over there. There's food carts everywhere. And it's just, and there's a disco. They had a disco tent with lights on. A little rave tent.
That was
going on.
That was spring Detectable was really good. There's two a year, so you have
there are.
Detectable, and then you have the big main Detectable. Now spring Detectable is coming up.
Yeah.
And that was the first last year was the first spring Detectable. And trust me, it was a blast. It was a total we had such great fun there. We really did. I loved that.
It's amazing. Yeah. It was the land was amazing.
Oh yeah. Oh, gosh,
and the spring and fall, are they in the same location or do they change that around?
2 locations.
Yeah.
It would make sense, I guess. Yeah.
Detectable that they just had. They just opened up new land on the second day, which was great. And a lot of great finds came out of there. But I guess the land they've been doing, it's just so big anyway. They've been doing it on there for a few years. Spring Detective's in another spot. Now it's actually on the River Thames, which is the big main river that the Romans came down, the Normans came down, the Celts, the Saxons, everybody came down. And there's a giant Roman villa on the property next to Spring Detectival. So everybody's thinking Roman.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of Roman did come up, and then that word came up, a medieval word. Everybody's looking for Roman. I would think that was the big thing.
Wow.
There was a vibe at Spring Detectival after that word came up on the first day. You felt it, like everybody felt like they were part of something big. It wasn't just the people that found the hoard, it was everybody. The anticipation of next day's detecting, it was just electric. It was really cool. It was really, really cool.
Must go by quickly. Now, you mentioned companies. You have, I believe, a sort of connection with a company named LP. Can you tell us a
yeah.
little bit about LP and that connection with them? And
Absolutely.
Go on.
LP Leisure Promotions is a metal detecting retailer
Good
in the
salesperson.
United Kingdom. It's the biggest one. And we're sponsored by them. Pete Terrell and Ashley Kudowski
Yes.
run it over there. And they do a fantastic job at selling and servicing all the metal detectors that are out there. They're just really, really big. Really, really good to everybody.
And the thing I like about Peter Terrell, is that he actually interacts as well on social media. Do you know what I mean? So he's not just a business.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? He interacts with everybody, even us. Do you know what I mean? He interacts with us all, which is lovely because you built up this relationship with him,
oh
not
yeah,
just as a sponsor, but as a friend. And there's that really nice.
Yeah, it's like a big happy family,
yeah.
so to speak.
Yeah.
There's a few of us.
The LP bus.
We all get together, yeah.
The LP bus.
So
Yeah,
the
I made
LP
a little-
bus.
I made a little funny animated bus with everybody sticking in.
Oh, the LP bus.
Just
Yeah.
for a bit of fun, you know.
Yeah. Speaking of social media, you mentioned in one of your live streams that, in your opinion, there are very few British detectorists who live stream. Why do you think that is?
Maybe I'm not subscribed to them all or something. I don't see anybody going live. The Americans with the metal detecting.
Yeah. It seems like every day there's a new detectorist out there with a YouTube channel in the US.
It's a big thing. I just think there should be more. I mean, it is the second part of YouTube. There's two parts, video and live, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So if you're going to go on camera and upload it, why just go on camera? It's just, I think it would be good for our side of the hobby because there's a lot more to share than what you see from.
Oh, sure.
I mean, anybody can post a picture on Facebook,
Yeah.
and that's all you see. YouTubers do it different. We let you see it happen. You know what I mean? We make it live. You watch history happen, and I think being live and interacting with your subscribers, you can actually answer some questions and show them some of your finds on the spot there instead of looking through a video of trying to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's a lot more fun that way.
Yeah, and it's nice because they get to know us as a person as well. Do you know what I mean? So it's not just Scott and Kimmie. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Metal detecting, it's us. So they get to see us and they get to see our personalities and then our banter and the stupid things that we get up to in this room. Do you know what I mean? Like I had him popping balloons. Do you know what I mean? And the glitter was just absolutely everywhere. Do you know what I mean? And it was just a giveaway, and it was absolutely.
Look, it's still there. There's still glitter on the floor. This is 3 months ago. I just gave up.
It was just absolutely crazy, but it was a bit of fun. Do you know what I mean? And people seen it differently. Do you know what I mean? Rather than metal detecting and finding this, they seen that little bit of fun.
Yeah, it was just like the whole decision. Should we just go live and see what happens? And we did. And I would say, let's do an hour. Ended up being 3 hours, and we just every time we do it, we just have a blast.
That's great. Now we're the better for it. Now, I will say there are, watching your videos, which are wonderful, there are some there's some expressions that I hear, and I have to think twice about when I hear. They're particular to the UK, and every country and region has these sorts of things. But you listen, as an American, I listen to them and have to kind of think and put it in correlation to the sentence and what you're trying to. So I have a few here. If I say these, can you tell me what they mean? Sure. I'm going to give you my American version of them, and you tell me what they mean to a Brit, okay? So I think Kimmie, in one video, Kimmie once described something as being a right cracker. What does that mean? If something's a right cracker.
It just means that it was a fantastic find. That's a cracker. That's how we would say it back in Northern Ireland. That's a cracker. So I mean, just an absolutely fantastic find, and that's what that means. And when I say cracker, do you know what I mean, my accent comes out so strong when I say it. Do you know what I mean? That's a cracker.
Okay, excellent. What does it mean to take the Mickey out of something? And Scott, when you were you kind of challenged with these, Scott? When you,
I'm sorry, she doesn't know what cracker means in America.
Well,
it's like calling somebody a white person, you call them cracker.
Oh, really? Oh,
see, told you she didn't know.
I was thinking more of a saltine, but okay.
What was that question? I'm sorry.
What does it mean to take the Mickey out of something?
Mickey. There you go. There's another one for you.
When you make fun of someone, do you know what I mean? Like I take a Mickey out of him. When I find something Roman, I purposely video call him because I just want to see the hate in his face when I find these huge big Roman coins.
That's fun. That's the video I think I got it from, because Scott was saying he was somewhere else in the field and he got a Facebook instant messenger from you. And
yeah, that was great. Yeah, it was really good.
I'm sorry to bring up a sore point, Scott. What's a tip?
He loves it.
What is a tip?
A what?
A tip. No, I don't. That wasn't from your video, but somebody talked about finding a Victorian bottle tip. TIP.
TIP. No.
A tip?
Victorian bottle tip. Found
Must
a
be
spear
lit.
tip, a Bronze Age spear tip recently.
No, I think they were talking more about a location. It was like a.
Don't have no idea.
Okay. All right. Let's get that.
Victorian bottle tip. Bottle top?
Bottle top.
No, it was. Stephen Pettican said it's a dump. Victorian. So a dump. So it's a tip. It's a dump.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's a tip. Oh, it's a tip. Yeah.
Oh, it's a tip. Yeah, which means
here's
a
a
dump.
whole nother thing. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
What you guys
This one's kind of an obvious one. How about a quid?
$1.
$1. Pound.
A pound. Okay. How about a cuppa? Fancy a cuppa?
Cup of tea.
That's a cup of
Because
tea.
you
All right.
have, over there, you have waffy and coffee and
Coffee.
waffy, and we have a cup of tea. So it's a cuppa.
Okay.
So Scott will get up and say, "Do you want a strong cuppa?" And I go, "Thank you." So that's what a cuppa is.
Apparently,
All right.
I'm from the Motisa tribe, because I always have to go to our Motisa.
All right.
Hmm.
I knew this one. What is to be knackered after a hunt? You're knackered. What does that mean?
Tired.
Okay.
I really remember.
Chuffed. You're chuffed to find something.
Chuffed.
Happy.
You're extremely happy. Okay.
Yeah.
And a bloke.
Geezer. Bloke.
You
Geezer.
call somebody a bloke,
A dude. A dude. So a bloke, a geezer is a dude.
but it's not. It's not an insult though. It's a
No,
term of
course,
endearment.
No.
Like we call old people old geezers.
Yeah.
They just call guys in general geezers. You don't have to be old.
All right,
Okay.
geezer.
Yeah.
All right,
All right, geezer. I can even do better.
That's an East End thing. It's more of a East End thing.
Okay.
That sort of saying. I mean, than anything.
They put big beans with their eggs in the morning.
Yeah. That doesn't sound right.
I don't get it.
That does
No,
not
it
sound
doesn't,
right.
right? It doesn't,
No,
right?
big. Listen.
My beans touched my eggs this morning and it was over.
Look, you've got to try baked beans with you. You've got to. Come on. You're
That's
baking your sausage, your eggs, and your beans, and your toast. You've got to try it.
Kim. That's fair. I haven't tried it. I might love it. You're right. You're right.
Okay.
They don't
Immediately, it doesn't sound like it's right, but I might love it. Okay. Fair
have-
enough. Fair
No
enough.
corned beef hash over here.
How about a cheeky monkey?
Who said that? Who came up
Digger
with that?
Dawn says cheeky monkey. Look at that cheeky monkey.
Oh, if somebody's taking a Mickey out of you, they're being a cheeky monkey.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's an
I have-
example.
I have one more. I probably won't. Well, I don't know. If so, all right. This may be iffy. If I offend anybody, I apologize. If somebody says that's bollocks, what does that mean?
This will be a team.
Is that a okay? Is that a really inappropriate comment?
Yeah.
Borderline.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Borderline.
All right. Oh, that's why I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Skip. Next one.
That
That was my last one. I ended with that one. All right.
It means BS.
Okay. Okay. All right. That's fair enough.
Fair enough.
All right. You know what? How about if I promise we wouldn't be terribly long? We're 45 minutes, not bad. How about
That's absolutely fine.
any words of wisdom for someone who's thinking about venturing into the metal detecting hobby? How should they approach it as far as,
Go for it.
I mean, I know budgets vary from person to person, but
Yeah.
how about what expectations should they have? Whether it's somebody in the UK or somebody in the US or Australia or wherever.
I always tell people you will find some really nice stuff. And you may not find it right off the bat, but I promise you, you'll find some nice stuff if you get into metal detecting. That's a guarantee.
And it doesn't matter what machine you get, just take time to learn your machine, not just the numbers, by looking at the numbers, research it, and listen to your machine. You've got to listen to your machine, do you know what I mean, and learn your different tones. But me, metal detecting, 100%. Do you know what? If the wife's nagging you, you can go out into the field, stick your earphones on, and you can't hear it. I stick my earphones on so I can't hear them in the field. You know what I mean? So that's it.
And vice versa. And vice versa.
Do you know what I mean? And that's it. Go for it, definitely 100%. Do you know what I mean? It's a fantastic hobby to do.
From the financial side, I think it is going to be difficult for somebody to come in to this hobby and just you get a shock factor at the price tags, the sticker shock.
Yeah.
Some of the detectors, you don't have to get anything phenomenal like that. I mean, the companies now are actually making them more inexpensive, and it's a sign of the times that they're going to have more of the options.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just a matter of time. Like the Simplex just came out. There's two of them here. They're a phenomenal machine, and they're
fantastic.
You know how much they are. They're less than $300.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking of getting one. Yeah.
So it's for everybody. It's from this machine. You know, I'm not plugging them right now, and I do love Nokta Macro. They are my number one.
Yeah.
But even if I like the Mind Lab or I was with this or I was with that, I would say, hey, that Simplex is nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah.
Price. That's what I would offer a beginner.
Yeah.
Go into a hobby with something like this.
Just as an aside, Nokta, is that what country are they based in?
Turkey.
They're Turkish. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Boy, that must be a crazy place to go metal detecting. Well, if you could go someplace metal detecting, where would you go? If you could think of you won a contest anywhere in the world, the two of you, 2 weeks, all expenses paid to metal detect, though, where would you go?
Oh, I have an answer, but
do you know what I'd love to do? My one of my bucket listers is actually gold nugget. Where is it? Is that right?
Gold nuggets.
Gold nuggets.
So yeah, you know what? That's what I was gonna say. He said all expense paid, and I'm like, I want to go to Australia to get a gold nugget. But where am I gonna get the luxury part of this package? Where is it? You're out in the middle of the.
See the mad metal detecting thing
on here?
Yeah.
You see them big nuggets come out on that TV show. I'm like, what the heck? What the heck?
Yeah. So like, I'd love to have it and scuba diving.
If you can handle the heat.
Yeah.
It's hot over there, isn't it?
Yeah, and scuba diving. I'd love to do scuba diving as well. That's another thing, 100%. I'm petrified, but I want to do it.
What, metal detecting?
No, scuba diving, metal detecting.
Oh, do both?
Yeah, do both. Do both.
All right.
Yeah, that'll be another one.
Good luck.
Scott will be in the surface looking down for the air bubbles coming up.
My first horror movie, my aunt brought me to see Jaws, and from that point on in my life, I swam in the ocean. So have fun scuba diving. At least you did on purpose. Terrify me.
Oh my gosh! Any questions in the chat? Can
I say hi to people in the chat?
Yeah, sure.
Hi, everybody in chat. How you doing?
Hi.
That was easy.
What is it? B3 is here. Stan's Lad is here. Lincoln Central Coins is here.
Lincoln Central's
David Carlisle's here. David.
Hey, you guys.
You guys know I go into live streams. I hunt you all down and see who's live, and I go in. Kimmie doesn't go in. So you guys know you always see me in the chat. So I see River, I see Jonathan, I see LCC, NJD. I see everybody.
I do go in live.
I love everybody. I'm happy. I like
I can go
because I'm not. What
I do go in lives.
Do you?
Yeah. Joker.
But you enjoy live streaming. You're going to continue live streaming, I hope. You're going to continue putting content out there. You're going to continue finding great things. Mike Lyman a little while back asked about gold.
Gold.
Who has found more gold, Scott or Kimmie?
That's a close one. And I'll tell you. Go ahead.
No, go on. Same day, same field, double of gold.
We both found our first gold. Well, we've always found scraps of gold here and there, but we both found, it's really funny. We both found, I found a gold half sovereign and she found a gold necklace the same day in the same field.
Oh my goodness.
In the same hunt. And we have a video of it on our channel, but Now, I thought mine would be the more substantial part of that day, but it ended up being 4 grams shorter.
Hey.
Well,
One
every
up.
so often you have to do
I
that.
got a gold coin. I got the gold coin. You didn't get a gold coin.
Yeah, but I can wear
Have
mine.
you ever found a gold coin?
I can wear mine. Look,
Have you
see
ever-
this? I can wear mine.
That's true. Okay, where's the gold coin now? It's not in a drawer, I hope.
No, in the safe.
I could make you like a little medallion out of it. You could have it on that. That would be cool. Maybe.
That would be nice.
And I don't think so.
But it was fantastic because I was on one side of the field and Scott was on the other.
That was fun.
And I went, gold.
Just one of them days.
Wow, what are the chances?
Literally 5 minutes. He goes, gold.
It was one of them weeks. It was like 4 hunts, absolutely nothing all week long. And
Yeah.
then one great hunt.
Yeah.
Just don't ever give up, man. No matter how bad a time you're having,
Yeah.
you just got to swing over it. Just keep swinging. Just
And
keep
we-
walking and swinging, people.
We were on that permission, what, twice, 3 times before that?
Yeah.
On that
I
same
actually thought
field,
that
the
field
same
was.
permission.
I thought that field was hammered by
Yeah.
us before, and that happened. So we've missed gold.
Yep.
In a field that we've done probably 5 to 7 times before.
Definitely.
And the landowner had no interest in either one of those?
No,
No.
happy to go ahead.
Go
Go
ahead.
yours. Whatever
Go
you
yours.
find yours.
That's the way it should
Yeah.
be, yeah.
If we find something with like somebody's name on it, and we know
Sure.
it's like, even like weird buttons. If a weird button comes up, we'll show them, hey, do you have any old pictures you want to go through and hold this button up? Maybe it was your grandmother's button or
Yeah.
something. And
Yeah.
they do take some of it.
Yeah. But for the most part, it's
Yeah.
yours.
It's fine.
They don't
Good.
care. They don't really care.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
I think it's because we clean up the fields as well and take out all their iron and take out all the rubbish. And do you know what I mean? So I think they're just quite happy with us coming around with a big bucket of rubbish at the end of the day. So they're just like, go ahead with it.
Yeah. So what percent of your finds do you think in general are rubbish versus an artifact or a coin or something along those lines?
90-10.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's the truth.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah,
always
no, and
show-
I like you said, Scott, I can see that discouraging somebody if they get a metal detector and all of a sudden they're pulling all this garbage and they think, what am I doing?
Yeah.
But just stick with it because
Oh, definitely.
the treasure's out there. You just have to be
Okay.
persistent.
There's a lot to teach new people, absolutely. But
Yeah.
I mean, we do find a lot of crap, and I do show it here and there in the videos. But why would I want to? A lot of people say, "Oh, it looks like you never find crap." I show it in the end. I'll show you the big pile of everything we found, but I'm not going to bore you to tears
Yeah.
with a bunch of pull tabs because I'm not boasting or anything. But our permissions put up enough stuff for us to make a video out of.
Yeah.
And there's 2 of us detecting, so that's enough
That's right.
material. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to show you a scrap of lead here and this and that.
That's right.
Now, are you part of a bigger detecting group at all, or do the 2 of you go out on your own? Or I know the 2 of you go out on your own, but
Yeah.
is it are there formal detecting? Like I know in the United States there are groups of guys and gals that get together and they'll go out, a whole bunch of them. I'm just thinking if somebody were to purchase a metal detector, which, like you said, Kim, you have to really learn your machine. That takes a while. If they're doing it on their own, there'd be a little bit of difficulty there. But if they had somebody who could kind of mentor them and say, well, no, this is how you swing. This is what this, don't look at the numbers, look at this, or listen to the signals more. Does that happen a lot in the hobby? I'm going to guess if somebody approached you 2 and said, I'm new to metal detecting. Can I go out with you one time and you can just kind of teach me the pointers? I'm sure you'd say yes. But I don't know if there's a more organized, formal group, that type of thing in England. If that makes sense.
We would invite anybody to come out with us. Absolutely. Even from the States. Do you know what I mean? We've told even the Fatful today, do you know what I mean, Rick, over there, and I said, anytime you want to come over, Rick, come over. You've got a bed, and you can come up.
We've got some pretty big permissions that even the 2 of us will never do in a lifetime.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on over.
Wow.
So to
You know what I mean?
us,
They're just that fun,
if that new person can come in and get into the hobby and enjoy and get the enjoyment that we get out of it, then by all means, I will spend time with you and I will teach you. Do you know what I mean? Right?
Absolutely.
That's
But
great.
there are a lot of club digs, and we call them
Of
rallies.
course, yeah.
They're everywhere. There's probably one every day somewhere in the country, but you have to travel to get to it.
Yeah.
But unlike Facebook, there's groups you can join. There's a lot of people that have they get land on their own, and they offer the farmer, let's say 50% of the take. Hey, can I have a little rally on your land? 20, 30 people. It happens all the time, all over the country. So that's how people get together. If they can't get permissions, it's a great thing to go on these rallies, and you can network, and you can find about other rallies, other groups, meet some cool people, get into metal detecting in that aspect, which is a great thing.
Exactly.
You get to go on some fantastic land that you might not be able to get where you live. You know what I mean?
Does Detectival have a newbie beginner type of event at all? Or is that really for the hardcore experienced people?
It's for everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
The metal detectives group with Mark Betcher and his wife, they actually have digs every week in the middle of the UK, and then every 2 weeks is the LP dig, and I think they also do it with the metal detectives group.
Yeah.
So you can actually be affiliated. If you bought a metal detector from LP, you're automatically an LP club, so you get a discount off the club digs. So there you go on that one.
That's great.
So it's really cool. So if you get an introduction to the metal detecting, I'm just happening to say LP does it. A lot of other companies do it. You bought a metal detector because you knew the metal detector. You got it from LP. You get a discount, and they also put on club digs. Hey, it's a win-win situation. You didn't have to go out and look for permission. You go on these digs. You can learn how your metal detector works from professionals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. Well done, LP. I don't. Maybe the American detectorists can chime in on the chat, but I don't know if I were to buy a detector online, I don't know if I'd have that opportunity with a. There are organized events here, but.
Yeah, you guys had Pound the Ground over there. Then that was your big. That's new, and it was your big to do.
I watched that though. That was fantastic. I watched that. I watched Pound.
That was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah, Mike Lyman was there, I believe.
Great.
Yeah.
I think there was some people in your chat that were at your Pound the Ground. That was actually in upstate New York, wasn't it? Which I thought was kind of. I thought you'd think it would be in the middle of America for everybody to come. It wouldn't be so far to travel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everybody had to go all the way up to New York to go.
I thought the first one was in Rhode Island or somewhere like that, and this latest one I think was in New York. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Neat. North Jersey says it was near Plattsburgh, New York.
Near Plattsburgh, all right. So yeah. You guys should do more of that.
Yeah, definitely.
Whoever organized that should do quarterly events.
Yeah.
In the four corners of your country. Hey, there you go. You guys should spread the love. You know what I mean?
I like that idea.
There's a lot. There's a lot of people say that America doesn't have a lot to offer. Would you detect if you went back to America? Yes, I would. I'll be honest with you. There's the Civil War. I love the relics. I'm all about finding artifacts and relics, and it doesn't matter. It's a couple more years old. It tells the story.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mike Lyman found a 250-year-old Connecticut copper recently, and for America, that's like finding a Celtic or a Roman coin. I mean, that's from the
Holy Grail.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's good.
Cool.
Neat. All right. Well, hey, Scott and Kim, thank you. I really had a lot of fun. I will look you up if I ever make it to Wales. You are such wonderful, funny, vibrant people, and it really is a pleasure to just hear your perspectives on things. It's great.
John, and you're awesome as well. We really appreciate your support over the last year or so that you've been hanging out with us.
Oh, you're very kind. My
pleasure.
Now, you
guys don't know. Make sure if you're here just to stop in to see the stream, make sure you sub on the way out because you're missing out on some good videos with Jonathan here.
Great. Definitely. All right. Well, thank you everybody in chat for stopping by. And we're coming up near the top of the hour, so I think we'll end here. Thanks again, Scott and Kim. Now it's 9 o'clock in Wales.
Yeah, that's right.
Essex.
9 o'clock. We're in Essex. We don't live in Wales anymore. We're on the total opposite coast.
You're on the East Coast. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, we're between Europe, English Channel, England. We're right there on England.
Gotcha. Okay.
Come on, guys. Get your wives out there. Get them swinging, or swinging, mind you. Not that kind of
What are you
swinging.
talking about, swinging?
You heard it here first, folks. Well, maybe not first, but
Yeah. So get your wives into it. Come on, guys, get your wives into it. It's such a fantastic hobby.
yeah, it does sound like a great family activity.
Thank you very much for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Again, my pleasure. Thank you for taking the time to chat. It was great.
Thank you
Awesome.
very much, Don.
All right, and thank you everybody in chat, and hopefully we'll see you all very soon.
Thanks
Take
everybody
care.
for
Good
coming in
night.
tonight and hanging out with us. It was a really good time.
Take
care.
care.
It was fun. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Virtual high five.